The silent watchers, the observation chamber of the Galactic Council's monitoring station, hummed with quiet efficiency as dozens of alien species focused their attention on the holographic displays floating before them. For 300 years, this particular station had watched over Sector 7, documenting the rise and fall of civilizations, the birth of new technologies, and the endless dance of predator and prey that defined galactic life. Today, however, something was different. Council observer Zeth-9 adjusted his crystalline optical sensors as he reviewed the data streams from the human colony ship Horizon's Edge. The vessel had been missing for 47 standard days, lost somewhere in the nebular maze of the Crimson Drift. According to all galactic databases, humans were classified as a mid-tier species. Intelligent, yes, but lacking the advanced technologies or natural weapons that marked truly dangerous civilizations. Zeth-9's tentacles writhed nervously as he processed the latest intelligence reports. The humans had been remarkably quiet since their ship's disappearance. No massive search fleets, no diplomatic appeals to neighboring systems, no signs of the panic that typically consumes species when their people vanished into the void. This silence troubled him more than screaming would have. Observer Kelleth, a member of the gas-based Etherian collective, drifted closer to Zeth-9's station. Her voice resonated through the environmental speakers with crystalline clarity. The human behavioral patterns continued to deviate from expected parameters. Our psychological models predicted mass hysteria by day 30. Instead, they have entered what appears to be a state of focused preparation. Zeth-9 accessed the human monitoring files, scrolling through centuries of observational data. Humans had always been oddities in the galactic community. They possessed no natural armor like the Krillian Empire, no energy manipulation abilities like the Vorthan Confederacy, and no advanced biotechnology like the symbiotic clusters. Yet somehow, in their brief 300-year presence in galactic space, they had quietly established colonies on over 200 worlds and maintained peaceful relations with nearly every species they encountered. Look at these readings. Zeth-9 transmitted to the observation team. Human manufacturing output has increased by 300% across all their systems. Military recruitment has tripled, but they're not mobilizing existing forces. They're creating new ones. His optical sensors focused on a particular data stream, and their communications have gone completely dark. Every human ship, station, and colony has switched to some form of encrypted protocol that our best linguists cannot decipher. Council leader Morpheus materialized at the center of the observation chamber, his energy-based form crackling with authority. As the eldest member of the council, he had witnessed the rise and fall of thousands of species, and his experience had taught him to recognize the patterns that preceded galactic upheaval. Members of the Observation Council, Morpheus's voice resonated through dimensional frequencies that all species could understand. We are witnessing something unprecedented. The humans are not behaving like a species in distress. They are behaving like a species preparing for war. Observer Yenth of the Reptilian Dominion raised her crested head from her data console. War against whom, Council Leader? The Horizon's Edge disappeared in empty space. There are no hostile forces in that sector. No territorial disputes, no resource conflicts. The area is classified as a dead zone. Morpheus's energy form pulsed with what other species had learned to interpret as deep concern. That, Observer Yenth, is precisely what troubles me. Because according to our deepest scans of that region, the humans are not alone. The chamber fell silent as Morpheus transmitted a series of sensor readings to the main display. The data showed massive biosignatures moving through the Crimson Drift, signatures that matched no known species in the galactic database. The readings indicated creatures of enormous size, possessing both organic and technological components, moving with purpose through the nebular clouds. The Void Stalkers, whispered Observer Kelleth, her gaseous form flickering with what her species displayed as fear. But that's impossible. They were eliminated millennia ago. Zeth-9's research files automatically accessed historical records. The Void Stalkers had been the galaxy's nightmare species, parasitic creatures that could perfectly mimic any life form they consumed. They had nearly destroyed galactic civilization before mysteriously vanishing 8,000 years ago. Every species in the Council had ancestral memories of the terror they brought, passed down through genetic encoding or cultural mythology. Our analysis suggests they never truly vanished, Morpheus continued. They merely retreated to the dead zones, the regions of space considered too dangerous or worthless to explore. And now it appears they have encountered humanity. The implications settled over the observation chamber like a suffocating cloud. If the Void Stalkers had returned, no single species possessed the military capability to stand against them. The creatures adapted to every weapon, absorbed every defense, and turned the strengths of their enemies into weaknesses. In their original rampage across the galaxy, they had consumed entire star systems before finally disappearing. "We must warn the humans," declared Observer Yenth. "Send them our historical databases on Void Stalker combat patterns. Help them understand what they face." "No," Morpheus replied firmly. "We observe. We document. And we prepare to witness either the birth of a legend or the death of a species." Deep in the Crimson Drift, Captain Sarah Mitchell floated in the damaged engineering section of the Horizon's Edge, her magnetic boots anchoring her to the twisted metal floor. The ship's hull had been breached in 17 places, life support was failing, and her crew of 230 souls had been reduced to 43 survivors, barricaded in the ship's core sections. But Sarah Mitchell was not panicking. She was calculating. "Dr. Turner," she called to her chief engineer, who was working frantically to restore power to the communications array. "How long until our beacon reaches the outer colonies?" Dr. Alex Turner looked up from his repair work, his face streaked with coolant fluid and determination. "Signal should have reached Colony Base 7 approximately 6 hours ago, Captain. If I know our people, help is already on the way." Sarah nodded, checking her plasma rifle's charge level. Outside the ship's hull, she could hear them moving. Scraping, clicking, whispering sounds that her training told her should be impossible in the vacuum of space. The Void Stalkers had been testing their defenses for days, probing for weaknesses, learning their patterns. "They're not attacking to kill us," Sarah realized aloud. "They're studying us, learning how we think, how we fight, how we organize. They want to understand humans before they expand into our territory." Dr. Turner sealed the last power coupling and activated the communications array. Immediately, the speakers crackled with an incoming transmission. But instead of the panic or desperation they expected, the voice that came through was calm, almost eerily so. "Horizon's Edge, this is Admiral Crawford. We see you. We're coming. Hold position and keep them contained." Sarah and Alex exchanged glances. Keep them contained? They were barely surviving, trapped on a dying ship with creatures that had once terrorized the entire galaxy. How were they supposed to contain anything? That's when they realized that Admiral Crawford wasn't talking to them. He was talking about them. The humans weren't the ones being contained. They were the container. Outside, in the vast emptiness of space, the Void Stalkers continued their patient observation, completely unaware that they had just made the single greatest tactical error in galactic history. They had trapped humans. And trapped humans, as the galaxy was about to learn, were the most dangerous creatures in the universe.